Hey Dreamers, this is Jacked Up Plays, and today we're going for a new episode of Project Fantieval. And Project Fantieval, you probably already know, it's a project that I am working on with community assets and my own assets combined and make hopefully a lovely creation this time. It is sort of like a an upgrade version of Once Upon a Time Forest that I did years ago in Dreams. Even though it doesn't really have much to do with the forest, but it is sort of like Once Upon a Time situation. And I really enjoy building this, and it sounds like I'm almost done, but I'm not done yet. But I'm pretty close. It's getting closer and closer with the final product that I want to deliver and release on Dreams. So episode 8, I believe this is 8. I forgot. I think it's episode 8. Episode 8. I mostly built further on the bar inside the house. You'll probably already have seen it in the previous video where I was like showing already the house. Yeah, it was like not like finished, but it was in its build mode, so to speak. Yeah, and I've been like doing a lot of stuff after that. So without further ado, I really can't wait to show you. I hope you will like it. So what you're going to see, it's I mostly did decoration inside. Big challenge, and I will explain that while I'm showing it, but it was like a huge challenge for me. If you don't know, I am pretty limited on the graphics thermo. It's getting wild, and I cannot really reduce much, not too much, because like our creations are going to look so good anymore, or the performance gets even worse. If you like, sometimes if you lower graphics, it can sometimes rise up graphics. So because like it's then like it's too hard to render for Dreams. So yeah. I am almost at my limit. I had to remove one asset that I made myself because like it was not really necessary to have it inside, and I'll explain what I'm talking about. But I decided to delete that asset simply because like I don't think it's much of like an additional to the creation itself, and it saved me one graphics demo. So I have like a little bit more wiggling room still left for like the finishing touch here there, like because like I really need the last bits here and there to finish the creation off. It's a long ride, but although I think I'm doing pretty well. I've been building this like pretty lot like lately on like on the background. And well, yeah, so normally when I sculpt, I show that on my stream, or I show that in videos on my YouTube channel. But as you know, then like it's getting quite a long time if you want to sculpt everything and like do the whole process. Then this project will not even be finished for next year or 2 years. So I'm lots faster if I do it alone, like in my spare time, without recording and explaining what I'm doing. So that's why I make these type of videos, so that I'm going to show you bits by bits, piece by pieces, little updates about what I have been doing so far. So that's why it is a behind the scenes series. And as I'm speaking, there's like a Zeppelin, like an airship floating by. So that's for the intro. Let's show you what I've been building on. So on the left, you see the house, right? The house is what you probably have seen in the previous video. That's where I left off, and you're probably already going to notice it looks pretty finished. Like it's I've been working a long time on this. Like I said, the thing is that with like building a house on your own with the assets that you already have in the game, it cannot really add more to the creation or to the house itself. So you have to be very like creative to build the house. So I reused a lot of assets without cutting the assets. I reused a lot of assets to build this house. So it still looks like it belongs to the design of the house, right? So it still looks like this is all like manually made with cutting and stuff like that. I did not cut anything to make this house. What I only did is resize, reshape, use assets that I already had in the scene and use it for different purposes, like I explained in the previous videos. This is what I have. So the house is pretty much finished. What is not finished, I say finished, but let's be honest. I will show you. I will show you. It's not finished. But like the backside is not finished. But I don't need to show you this. Like I said, don't build something you don't have to see, or you're not going to see anyway in the creation, right? It's a little bit of like, yeah, waste of resources. So everything that the player can see is being done from the outside of the building. What the player cannot see, I will not create. Like I show you, like the back side, the back of this building, I didn't have finished that because it's, yeah, why would I do that if the player is not going to see it anyway? So and that, it's waste. It's really like an waste of resources. So where to start? Actually, I've been doing so much in this in the between like video 7 and now. Let me go into edit mode so I can show you a little bit of what I've done. No, I'm going to do the tour because like I really want to do the tour. Then I'll explain what I have been added and what I've been doing. And so for the people that like not really interested in all the details, I can understand. So maybe you want to see only what I have made so far. So we are looking to the building, right? And if I going up in the stairs, I think you already saw the stair. Yeah, I only made the staircase in the previous creation and the previous video. Here we have like a prompt saying square. Now, keep in mind, this is not like the finishing way of like the UI. You will see soon. If I press square, the door goes open, and boom, we're going inside the bar. And you already can tell why I'm not finished yet with that UI stuff. So here's the bar, and as you can see, it's pretty much done. Like this is like a huge difference than I had before, and it was a lot of piece and puzzling with like reuses. I use the assets a lot to make the ceiling, and use the wood structures, like the wood logs. We use that for different purposes, and I basically built everything with mostly of the same assets. So before I'm going to explain everything in detail what I've been doing in this video, I'll first want to do a little bit of a tour. I'll show you a little bit what it looks like right now, so people that are only curious about that, you can watch this now. And when I'm going into more of the detail stuff, I will make chapters, of course. If I go into detail, then I will make sure I will put that into the chapters as well. As you can see, the sunlight is pretty much coming nicely into this house, or bar actually. I placed the banners on the right location because I had only some placeholders in the beginning. But these are actually where the banners, I wanted to have the banners on. And as you can see, tables, and we can look outside and you can see it's not finished there yet. So, what? And here we have another room. It says latrine. Don't have to explain you what that is. If you don't know, search it up on the internet. And here we have the fireplace. The fireplace is now finally being added. Well, it's not added. It was already added, but like it's placed in the proper position. Because like it was a little bit before the walls and stuff like that, so it was not really placed well. I changed a little bit of like how I wanted to have like this fireplace in general. You can see the bottles are gone. I only have now the statue of the fox like standing on top of it. I thought it was pretty cool, and otherwise it gets too crowded. So the fox statue and then the swords. The sword I still need to tweak. These are way too bright in comparison with the rest of the overall design. That's mostly what I'm going to do with the fine-tuning part. Is like every sculpt needs to fit in its environment. It's a lot of like time consuming on that part. I already have been doing that a lot. so I don't really need to do much anymore. Um, but yeah, that's like the fine tuning part that I need to make sure that all the assets make sense and fits in the environment. But yeah, this is like the bar, and you can see I placed some NPCs. I think maybe I already had that in the previous video. I don't know. I can't remember. I think I already had it in the yeah, it must be in the previous video because like I didn't do it. I didn't place any NPCs after that, so I've been only building on the house itself. So yeah, so this is like the bar, and you can just like, as you can see, it's playable. As you can walk around in it, it's 30 FPS. So yay, I managed to do it. It's 30 FPS and above. So I'm so happy. I'm so proud of myself that it works so nicely. And so I can almost pretty much 99% say that this will be like also going to be in the final version, that you can walk around inside the creation, look at your just look at yourself, all the details that I've made. And I really need to figure out where I'm going to like place the hidden walls for the players, that they cannot like roam around too far off, because like it's, yeah, the thing is that like it is already super like a big detail creation, with a lot of assets. And yeah, I cannot let the player like wandering around too much, because that would be yeah, that will be a disaster. But I have to, sadly I have to add like hidden walls too, so the player cannot like go further anymore. It is what it is, but it's only for a showcase. It's not actually in gameplay. Although I'm going to do a little bit more of dialogues inside, so you can interact with some NPCs or talk with them a little bit, or they will talk to you. So there will be a little bit of interaction if you want to look around and have some interaction still. I'm planning to do that, but yeah. So this is the creation that I have made, and as you can see, it's not finished yet, but I will explain that a little bit later in the video. So yeah, this is pretty much it. I've been doing this a lot, and like like placing assets and making an environment is not so hard. With fine-tuning the creation, it's super hard, because like you, especially if you are like almost at 100% of graphics thermo, you need to like be creative and smart with like placements and reusing assets that you already have, which I have. And that's like the good thing. I have so many like assets that I can use or reuse a lot of those assets to make the environment like this. So that's for this video. For people that are not interested in all the details what I have been doing, I hope you like this creation so far, and I really hope that you cannot wait to play this yourself. I'm a little bit of like a disclaimer. I am on a PlayStation 4 base, so for people that are still on PlayStation 4, this is pretty much like a yeah, proof that it is playable on the base PlayStation 4. You don't need the PlayStation 5 to walk around in here on a nice, decent FPS. All right, so for the people that are interested in all the details that I've been doing, let me start first in the front of the house. So, and I will also go into edit mode. So what I've been doing lately, and let me disable the grid snap for this. There we go. And I'm also going to that one, and let me close this one so we'll not see all the wires anymore, and it will be there we go. Okay, so what I've been doing, I've been mostly doing like around the house a little bit. I've been placing like trees and plants, and I'm probably going to like fine tune or tweak a little bit more what I want still. I made the fence a little bit longer, so like let's go all the way down the house, although until I think, yeah, you're not going to see this anymore, so I didn't finish this side yet because the player is not going to see it anyway. The same goes with the rooftop. There is no rooftop here. it's really unnecessary because like you're not going to see this. The player not is going to see this side anyway. I did, however, place these things here, but that still the player can see. So I still need to make, or sorry, I still had to make these things visible because the players still can see that, and even also on the top there. So some things that are still in the back of the creation, it's necessary to put because the player can still see it. And I have to think every time when I'm doing this, I have to think every time, okay, what is the player going to see? What do I still need to place? What is the player not going to see? Then I don't have to place that. So it's a lot of like walking around and testing how everything looks on the character perspective. And that's what I've been doing a lot. So yeah, a lot of like in the front garden. Can you call this a garden? I don't know if there's like a proper name for this. I reshaped, or not reshaped, but I replaced the windows. So I had here well, it's not really like replaced, but I changed the windows, like closed and open. I swapped that. And I will, because like here behind these is the latrine, but you can go inside the latrine. I simply don't have the room graphics thermo anymore for that. So it's going to be just a closed door with a closed window blind, so you can look inside the latrine, of course. But you can still look inside the bar from this side a little bit. So that's pretty nice. So you can still look here, and so that's why I swapped those little windows, so you can still see. And said in, I think in the previous video, I had some fake windows, and like I said, I wasn't really sure how exactly I'm going to use it. Um, and I think I found a proper solution to use them. So I had here like a I don't know how you call this, like an extension, of the house. And I thought, wait a minute, like I cannot, of course, like decorate inside, but I can use. I was like, hey, wait a minute, I have those fake windows that I can use. So I use that for, so that like it looks like you can look inside still, like it's something behind there. Like there's like someone is like up in the room there. It's a hotel, although there's no staircase in the creation. So how are you going to go upstairs, right? It's a good point. Maybe I'm not going to say latrine here, but maybe that's how you get up in the building. Um, I think maybe that's a smart way to go. That is like the second floor. I will do that. I just sorry, because like it doesn't make any sense. How are people getting upstairs if there's no staircase? So right, so I will change the latrine into a staircase, although you cannot go there. Um, so yeah, so I made these like, or like I didn't made it, but I placed that like for the fake windows. And I did the kind of same thing with here, a little bit different ones. Probably going to maybe recolor them. Like changed, adjusted the color, but you can see like it's really nice. Like it's lit up a little bit, and so you still have a feeling that there is something still inside there. And I really love that detail. I think the contrast with the color contrast is also really nice. So yeah, I had a proper use for this. Also, this was like a lot of rethinking how I'm going to close these side things with with the assets that I have. Like I cannot sculpt something new because yeah, well, it's no fun to have like so many not much of like graphics thermal left. So I had to rethink, and I came with the solution: just place these random tiles and make it so like it's still like a really nice motif. If you look from the down, like if you're like on the ground, like it still looks like okay. It almost looks like it's made out of stone, which is what it is. By the way, it's a stone tile, but and I did the same on this side as well, but I already showed that in the last video. Uh, Also, another thing I did is that the rooftop, I recolored them a little bit. I had to be careful because but when I was painting over it, when I'm like putting more detail on the roof tiles, on the rooftop, um, I was like painting a little bit too long, and then I saw my graphics term was rising up one graphics term, and then I had to reduce it again, and so it was a lot of trial and error to get just an amount of nice, still nice looking roof tiles, um, but without like adding a graphics term. So it was like yeah, it was a little try and error with this one, but I managed it, and it's now a really nice color. I think I went for the color scheme with brown and green. I think that's a really nice color scheme, and of course the stone white here to make it a little bit more medieval kind of house. So it's yeah, so that's a little bit of like the color scheme that I went for. So that's why the rooftops are green. The same goes with the door. I also made we changed the color of the door. I don't think I have it in the did I have it in the last video? I cannot remember. I don't think so. Because I've been working on this a lot. But I made this green. Maybe I had it in the last video. I don't know. And also, well, we already saw this in the last video, but this thing is now moving. So I made it look like it's blowing in the wind. Like this is like a signboard that like it's going like back and forth in the wind, and I will show you. So if you are in play mode, and if I'm going closer to that board, you can see it a little bit better, and you can see like it's just like bouncing in the wind a little bit, like as the wind is like it's blowing against the board. And these type of like small details I really love to do, because these small details make the creations come alive. If you make this very static, then it feels like the creation is static, right? And yes, I am aware that all the plants are not moving. I am aware of that, so that's a little bit sad, and I cannot move them because that will like rise up graphics thermo. So, so that's not going to be a thing anymore. But the things that I can still let move, I will do. So if I think of like, okay, what can I still make that the creation feels more alive? Just small details can change a lot of things. So just like the signboard, letting it move a little bit, like in the wind, a little bit, just subtle enough so that it feels alive, so that the place is like living here. That's why I have like butterflies, and that's why I have like birds in this creation. I really hope I can still add like a bee in here as well. That's a little bit of the question, if I have some wriggling room left. But yeah, so that's like still what I hope to do in the final product. And I think I'm pretty proud of like how I built this building, to be honest. Though I have to be careful not to fall off here. Yeah, I'm super proud of the design of the building. I'm not really saying that much to myself. I always hate to say it, because like I'm never happy actually with what I'm doing. But I think that the house came out quite nicely. Yeah, so that's how it looks from the outside. The color design, like I said, like with the green and the brown and a little bit of like stone color, so you can still have some influence of like medieval buildings. And like it's also representing a little bit of like the buildings in the distance as well. What else I've been doing? The fence. I've like rebuilding, or not rebuilding, but like changing the fence a little bit. I thought like this was a little bit nicer to look. And inside, let's go back inside, because this is where I did most of my time consuming inside to make sure everything was fitting. I also placed and I think I already say I was going to do that in the last video, but I placed fake sunlight with spotlights, because like sometimes, like, or not sometimes, but like the in-game sun cannot really get the nice like the sunlight going through a window, so you have to fake this. Now this is already maybe going to destroy my my day and night cycle. I think I'm not going to do that. I'm sorry. So yeah, by this saying they're probably not going to be in day night cycle, but never say never, right? I'm probably going to have or like figure a solution. So I mean it's not doable. It is doable. Yeah, you can change of course these colors as well, and but that's a lot of work. So I have to see if I'm going to do it. I'm not planning to, but maybe in future updates if people really love this creation, maybe I will eventually add up a little bit more um, details like day night cycle. But it's not on my priority list anymore. So yeah, so fake sunlight. So use spotlights to blow up in the window. Used what I did, like I used a image and then like image blur. I can maybe blur it a little bit less, like maybe 50. And that was 100% was a little bit too high because like I'm going to place trees in here, and I'm not going to cast shadows from these trees on its own to lower a little bit of the performance a little bit. So I'm going to fake it with the spotlight. So the spotlights basically are representing the tree, the leaves from the tree as shadow casting. So I think that's really a nice touch. The rest of the building, what I've been doing. Also I changed the chandeliers. I wasn't really happy with the chandeliers that I had before. The reason why, it wasn't really fitting the overall style. It was like the chandelier that I had before felt really cartoonish. It was low thermo, but this one as well. This one's from Medium Molecule, by the way. It's called, I think it's called Dragon Chandelier or something like that. So like there's little dragons on top of it. It's cool. 1%. So I was super happy that maybe I'm only going to change the fire a little bit higher, so you can also see a little bit like you're standing here. You can see that like it's lit on, but these are so much better fitting in here. I may be considering to make them a little bit darker. I don't know. I don't know if I keep the core like this. Like it's nice. It's like it's golden, but I really love the design of this chandelier. So normally I don't really use minimology assets in my creations. Actually, I never do that besides the first person puppet and maybe some audio and stuff like that, but I never use Minimolecule's assets much because it's mostly what I'm creating is always cartoonish and a lot of flags and like not really fitting my style. But then I saw this one, and so for whoever Minimolecule, whoever made this, thank you, because like that really fits in my creation. So it was the first time I ever used a Media Molecule assets again. So yeah, super happy about that, and it really fits my style a lot. I had to change a little bit of like with the lighting. The lighting was static, and like I said, if I can change something to make it feel more alive, then I will do that. So what I mean, I will show you. So I will go inside the building. Door opening. And you can see now that like the light responds on the ceiling and they are like not doing in the same movement. So there's like it's not in the same direction. I used a signal thing. So like it's sometimes maybe they move together, but sometimes they're off. And the reason why I'm doing this is also going to be like in the bottom as well. So the reason why I did this is because like it makes the creation alive. Like if it's static, like I said, like if you make a screenshot, it's fine, right? But if you walk around and the lighting is static, and you know that fire, like from a candle or every fire is like it's not like static, like it goes all the up and down, left, right, and so that casts shadow in randomly places. So that's why I had to recreate that, so to make it a little bit more alive, so that this creation just have that little bit of like a small detail. So that's what I did with these candles. I'm probably going to make and tweak a little bit of like the signal manipulator, because sometimes they're going together. So I have to tweak that a little bit. I did the same thing with the fireplace. So the fireplace, you can see like it's also like flickering a little bit. I'm maybe going to change this into spotlights. It's now only a diffuse light, but I think we're going to change it into spotlight so I can cast random shadows on the ground as well, and then flickering up and down, left and right. So this is what we're going to change, but you get the idea, right? So like it feels more alive. So the fire is still like it's burning, right? I'm going to change this. Don't worry. I'm going to change this. I did made this before a long time ago. The feeling with the fireplace. You can look it up. It's one of my older creations. Yeah, man, there's so many. I don't know where to start. Like where to further on. Also, the bar. I changed a lot of the stuff in the bar. I made it was like an what I did was like, I know in like modern bars, you have something in the top, and sometimes they have like bottles on the top, or they have like lanterns on the top. And I thought like, what I would like with in medieval, just like with candles, and I really found lovely candles that fit like in this way. So I made something like this, so like it's additional for the lighting. And in the back, you can see the bread is now all placed together. The glass is all placed together, so you can like walk around the bar. You can look around a little bit, and you can see all the bottles are there. Bread is there, and here all the wine bottles. Is this a little bit dark because I have not really like a good light spot here? I'm going to change that, so don't worry as well. You're in the final version. You're going to see the better what is all out there. So because like it's still a little bit dark here and there. I also made a menu. So if you want to order something, you can see what you like. I have meals, soups, and drinks. So so this is basically today's specialty. So if you would like to order something, you can order like go for meal, soup, and drinks, whatever you want. So I made a little like a menu on this as well, and you can just like look around and see what you want to order. I also did here with the weapons. It says like your weapons here, please. So yeah, you're not allowed to use your weapon inside the bar. The reason why is because like back in the days when this bar first opened, people used there were a lot of bar fights and a lot of dads. People were using knives, and it's not even England, but it's they were drawing knives to each other. So the bar owner said like, if you want to join the bar, if you want to drink something, you need to leave your weapons at the door. So that's why your weapons here, please. You're not allowed to carry weapons inside the bar unless you're Gandalf. Unless you're Gandalf and you need to stick, right? If you saw the movie, then you know the reference. But like this little guy, like he needs to stick because like otherwise he cannot walk. Or can he? Maybe he's just like pretending that he cannot walk. So more candles on the table. I placed a little bit, decorating a little bit of like the tables as well. A little bit like small touch, like a candle here as well. What else? Oh yeah, the colors of these banners I changed a lot. So reduce the color a little bit so they're not so super bright anymore. So it fits really better in this environment. The previous, you can compare them. The previous ones were very bright red color and very cartoonish almost. And yeah, that doesn't really fit in this creation, right? I'm maybe going to reduce it a little bit more. I can paint, but I'm not going to do that because that will rise graphics. I can also maybe like paint a little bit more black. Maybe I'll do it if I have left, but that's not a promise. That's maybe an if I have something left still. Not on my biggest priority list. But I tuned a little bit more the color down, so like I can maybe do it a little bit more to fit a little bit more in the creation. What else? I think this is pretty much the candles on the sideways of the menu. I'm going to place more candles like these things that you see here. I'm going to place them randomly alongside the walls so that the walls are also be a little bit lit up as well. And I have placed some poles here. Basically, these are extensions to hold the whole place down, or hold the whole place. And so they're not going to get down. I want to say two things at the same time. So yeah, a little bit like additional decoration to, yeah, I thought it was nice to place it there, and it makes sense, right? So, I think it's like it's a really nice looking bar. It's not like it's an too crazy looking bar. It's pretty like, yeah, like simple bar, but it's also a very simple town. So it's it is in the outskirts. So there's like an outside town bar. So this is not like inside in town or anything like this. It's like outside. I think that I have pretty much covered everything up. The rooftop, as I said, I did just like reusing assets from the walls and reuse it as like styles. I'm not really happy with this part, so I have to think what I'm going to do. I think I'm going to like move everything all together and then like make sure everything fits also on the other side, because like, yeah, this is not there's not so looks so great here. So yeah, I'm probably going to change that as well. I think that was pretty much it. I tried to be as fast as possible because I know there's so much stuff I did inside here. Yeah, so the latrine is going to get away. Just pretend that the latrine is upstairs. So here you can go upstairs, and then yeah, that will make more sense, right? Yeah, so I will say he maybe rooms, like rooms or something like that. That makes more sense. So the latrine is not going to be there anymore. Goodbye, latrine. Well, just pretend that the latrine is upstairs. I can maybe, however, that is a possibility. If I want to, I can maybe put this in another dream. So if you like want to open this door, you can like go into the door, and then you're like opening a new dreams creation, and then you can see the inside of like the yeah, like up here basically. That's something I can do. That's really something I can do. Consideration, not a promise. Yeah, so that's basically everything I wanted to discuss, or what I've been doing. So for future updates, because we are now at almost at the end of the video, for future updates, I'm going to of course finish the creation further. Not sure if I'm actually going to finish the creation in the next video, but I will do my best to get as far as possible, so you have more things to see. As you can see, there's still nothing here, right? This is a little bit abandoned because like I was really focusing on the house itself. I didn't really build on this pathway. So yeah, still a thing in the future. I still want to like put like a staircase down, and then maybe behind the mountains. And then I can finally close this off as well. So the side, and then you can see like a little bit houses in the distance still. And I already have like a little bit of like something in my mind how I'm going to visual this all together. I already have something in my head how I want to have that. And the rest is pretty much all the same. I changed a little bit of the ground, as you can see. It's a little bit more rumble, and also the entrance. I'm not sure if I did it in the previous video. I'm going to show it anyway. So basically what I'm going to do in the future updates, I'm going to change a little like the more pathways here and there, just so that like it looks like it has been living for a while, right? So you can see there's a lot of rumble between the stone path. So and it also counts for if you look around here as well. Also what I'm going to change in the future is if you walk, you're not hearing anything. You're not hearing different audio. So if I walk on stone, you're not hearing it. If I walk on grass, you're not hearing it. So I have to change that as well. So I'll make sure that I will eventually place audio inside the creation as well, besides the music. But I will make sure that like your actually feel that you are walking on grass or on stone or stuff like that. I'm not going to do rumble effect. I can maybe make it an option, but I don't think people would appreciate that much. So I'm not going to do that. But yeah, so a lot of stuff that I still need to do on the groundwork, a little bit fine tuning here and there. So yeah, that's basically what what I've been doing so far. It was really fun to make the inside of like the bar. The bar is, even though I really love the outside looking, but this is really my favorite already. I love this. Like I don't know, like there's something that like if this was a real bar, I would definitely go in here, get some drinks and get some meal and and pass out on the table just like this guy here in the front. So yeah, let me know in the comments, what do you like and not like so far. A lot of a lot of things I still need to do. Sorry, I'm very tired right now. A lot of things that I need to do still. There's plenty of optimizations and decorations still left. Also inside the bar still, the bar is not finished. So the bar is absolutely not done yet. I really want to like put more detail inside here. And once the inside is done, once I'm happy with how it looks inside, I can then finally move on to the one famous staircase that I didn't build further. So that's what I'm going to do in the next videos. I'm not sure how long I still have. Maybe there is maybe one more video after this or two. I don't know. Let's not say that because like I think that I still need a few more videos to actually finish the project. And then once I'm finally have placed, so this is like future stuff. When I finally have placed everything to my likings and everything is working, then I'm going to do the least fun part, and that's like the UI design. I'm not going to make it too fancy. Just I think I maybe do only a intro, like a main menu, where you can choose between exploring or just like a showcase. And that showcase just means that the camera is just like, and I can show you like this like the showcase, so that you can use this for your background and just have like a little bit of chill. Like if you're I don't know, if you have like want to have like a screensaver, or if you're at work and you want to have something peaceful in the background. I want to have two options. So for people that really want to have this as a background to I will definitely do it myself. I did a lot of times with the Once Upon a Time Forest. I did it like that. So and then and if you don't like this, if you don't want to have the showcase, then you can choose like the explore option, and then you can just like walk around in the creation itself. So yeah, I'm going to leave it right here. I'm going to say thank you so much for watching, everybody, and I really hope that you enjoyed the creation so far, and please look out for the next video. But for now, I'm going to say thank you so much for watching, and see you in the next time. Bye bye. Don't forget to dream.